Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the Scottish wilderness here, and once again we're joined by the channel DJ, and today we've come to explore a cool bit of history which is part of the old Douglas Wood chain home radar station, folks, which was one of the main British chain home radar stations from World War II, and it was basically set up 1939, and it was a system developed by like Robert Watson Watt, or is it William Watson Watt from Brecon? Is it? The boy Watson Watt, anyway folks, from Brecon developed this radar, and he was like obviously involved with a big team of folk, and it was some of the first ones set up. And last week in the videos we saw what would have been the receiver block for the array of radars, and today we're at the other end of the site, which would have been like the transmitter. And basically there was three massive metal masts down at this end, and between them was draped chains, and that was the way that they could project the signal out over the sea, and then they got a return on their oscilloscope as a little line showing up. Because on the little oscilloscope thing there was like a line projected from left to right, and if it detected a plane there would be a little line coming down the way. But see, an interesting thing on the British planes, they fitted a little system which pulsed a signal, so when they got a return from a British plane on the oscilloscope, it came with a little pulse next to it, so they could tell if it was the enemy or if it was the British planes. But this Douglas Wood site was actually one of the first chain home radars in Britain, one of two sites which picked up the first invasion by German bombers kind of entering the British airspace, and they were trying to bomb the Forth Road Bridge, I believe. Yeah. Or well, would it have been the Forth Train Bridge back then? Or? I think so, yeah. Yeah, crazy history, folks, and this is one of these sites. But there's a lot of cool stuff hidden in the woods here, folks, that we didn't even explore the last time. There is a scout centre in that, which is like a private kind of central compound. We're not going to go into there so much, but in the actual forest there's like bunkers, mass bases and like stuff like that. So yeah, we're back here. Now we know the full history. Last week when we were at the receiver block, I was thinking it was like part of an old like airfield or something like that, but yeah, it was actually a chain home radar, folks, and now we know all about it. Now we can explore the site and maybe uncover some more of the hidden history here. So let's get into it. Starting off with this, which is in the forest, folks. Check it out. There's like this drain lid with like some metal lid with the red stone construction. So that shows, I can hardly speak here, folks, that shows that there's obviously pipes under the ground, or like wiring maybe, or different systems somewhere around here. It's the first clue of the history as we've come into the forest here. So yeah, let's get this adventure going, folks. I'll update you when we find something else that's cool. We're literally exploring this incredible landscape here, and we've been blessed with the sunshine as well for this adventure, so yeah, it's cool. Look at this, folks. This is the first interesting artefact in the wood here, and it's like an incredible big cement plinth, and look, it's got these massive brackets on it, which is crazy. Look at it here, folks. Like, it's got those big loops, but also in the middle, look, it's got something there that's been gassed off. You can see the cuts. So there's been a big bracket here aiming what looks to be in this direction here. It's crazy. Often you can piece like parts of the historical puzzle together, and you can paint a picture of the whole area, the whole chain home radar area here, folks. Like, this could have been even like a guy rope style thing for one of the masts. Or what a cool thing though to see first on this adventure. So here we go, folks, on with this adventure into abandoned history. It's crazy just to see that. I just got a couple of pictures of it, but it's crazy the devastation with the recent winds. Again, it could have covered up a lot of hidden history here in the wood, because the trees and stuff is just crazy, like, lying all different directions. From the way that guy rope would be facing, it would be over here somewhere. Yeah, see, there's actually a fence line here in the wood, and I can see a ridge in the land there. This is all too fallen down to see anything. Check this out, folks. We're walking through this crazy maze of trees, and look, we've found a historical wonder buried in the middle of it. Oh, aye, check this out, folks. Huge chain link. The actual shadow's not at a good angle there. Crazy history, that. So this might have been like a, what would it be? Some big bracket of some sort. Yeah, there's another massive chain there. And it just shows when these trees and stuff fall down, it's just covering the history, folks. History that's almost forgotten. And yeah.
It will be forgotten now, it's covered.
It's insane, like, check the size of this though. All this sort of stuff looks like it could have been like mast related.
Yeah.
And this could be in line with where that plinth is that we saw a minute ago. And if I guessed, I would say there's maybe more of them kind of strategic corners of this.
There must be one on the other side of the fence.
Oh, aye. Yeah, this is insane, folks. See, there could be more of those square bases just in here, but we can't see them because of the devastation. Look at this, folks. We've walked further through the wood and we've found another one of these massive mounts, and it is right enough, it's in line with that big square pillar that we just saw with the chain links on it. And you can see there's been a centrepiece which has been gassed off there with like oxyacetylene, and then it's got loops on it here which must have been supporting part of the big mast, or a big mast that was here. So it is cool, folks. What a sight this is. It's just honestly loads of stuff hidden within the forest. Here we go, folks, check this out. This is incredible. Further up the wood, look, we've got another one of these massive concrete bases, and look, in the middle you can sort of see it. It's got riveted metal, and then one side of it's been cut off, but it's like a one-sided sloped structure, and that seems to be the only brackets and stuff that's on them. And this looks like it's been maybe an original road within the radar complex. And I can see at the edge of the central compound, we can see a stone pillbox. So check this out, folks. This is a similar pillbox to what we saw when we were at the receiver end of the compound in last week's video. But another interesting thing, this fence which is around the Scouts Centre, that's the original World War II fence which is around all these. Every time you got a chain home radar site, it had this type of fence around it.
This is through the wall as well.
Yeah, there's probably been buildings right through there. Check the pillbox out, folks. It is crazy, like. This would have been defending the chain home radar site. And we'll love seeing history like this on the channel. Like, there's a sneak peek inside it. See, an interesting thing with these ones, folks, it's got like an anti-aircraft gun on the top of it in the middle. Yeah, because it's at the edge of their compound over. Okay, we're not wanting to really go in. And here, their fence is actually at the other side of it. It'd be cool just to stick the camera up there and record it.
Yeah.
Check this out, folks. Oh, that grass starting to come out of the... I'm just wanting to record the centrepiece of this, folks. I'm not even going in their compound. So check this out, folks. At one time there would have been an anti-aircraft gun here, or a searchlight, or something along those lines, folks. A defensive thing, but because it is on the edge of the Scout site, where there's no point in going in. We were in one of these pillboxes in last week's video, and it's basically just, you can see the shape of it from up here. Yeah, it is cool. I was wanting to see if there was like part of the bracket left there for the gun. Anyway, let's keep this adventure going, folks. There's more history hidden within these forests. Look at this, folks. We've found some remains of what is like a massive aerial. So cool to find this. We've come up the hill slightly from where we were, and check this out. Look, here's the air vent, the big cement vent. Wow. Check this out, folks. We've just discovered the underground bunker. World War II, built in 1939. Ken what, that's the emergency escape. Chain home. It's the, what do you call it, the transmitter bunker. And we've just found it, folks. And look, this aerial was right on top of the bunker. And just check out the size of this massive vent. It's got the wooden bitties on it. But see the thing, the cement is actually flaked off up there. Whoa, I can't even believe this, like this is crazy. This is crazy here, folks. Who would have known, right? Underground bunker. Normally it's Cold War bunkers that we go to on this channel. Literally, this is World War II underground secret bunker of its era. And it was some of the earliest form of radar in Britain, this whole system. This is so dodgy because look, these trees are literally like blowing right over here. See if that twig snaps, like that is coming down. And look, this is the doors. Check this out, folks, the original hatch. And look, it's had little covers and stuff. I'm sure on an IKS video one time I saw that, it still had the original little cover.
Is that lead?
I think it's just tin. Could be lead, like. Yeah, what a cool feature, folks. An underground bunker, and I love the way that vent is up there.
Man, that is pretty deep, like.
Yeah, look at that, folks. That is the two, like, it's got two massive rooms down in there. It is a crazy scene. Right, folks, we're going down into this bunker. I've not got my powerful torch because we never planned for this like underground bunker, but we're definitely going in for a look. It's not advised that anybody should try and come to these places and climb down into stuff like this. Okay, unless they've got the sufficient ropes and stuff. Because it's a deep bunker we're going in, a deep hole. Okay, so yeah, we're being super careful. But anyway, channel DJ's about to record the descent. There we go, folks. Let's go into this underground labyrinth, folks. It's crazy. There's two rooms in here and it's insane. There would have been at one time stairs coming in at this angle where I am, and it would have gone down like that. Yeah, and then it stepped back and down. But now all that's just gone. Those trees above there are super dangerous. And also this is really deep, so I've got to be super careful too. But this is what the adventure is all about, folks. We're documenting the history here of this. This would have been the transmitter end of the chain home radar site here at Douglas Wood. It's crazy to think that all the systems that would have been done here for the Cold War period. Wow, what a crazy adventure. There could be animals and stuff down here, but I can't even believe what we're seeing right here. I've got my torch on. It's a shame we didn't have a powerful torch for this. This is crazy, folks. Check this out. That bit of wood there is just fully rotten. Wow. Look at this, folks. Holy smokes. There's one of the main rooms. Check this out here, folks. This is absolutely insane. We're going to have to come in and document this. Here we go, folks. This is one of the rooms. Look at that. There's a little cooker. And look, there's remains of marks on the wall. This is actual stuff which must have had generators and stuff mounted on it. And look, there's the marks and remains of old systems, old vents. But it's cool to come in here and just document what is here. Look, there's an old bit of a window. It's crazy to think this is built 1939, underground World War II bunker right here. Who would even know it's hidden in the wood below this hatch? Look, there's a cooker, a little stove. Don't know if that would have been original wartime or maybe people came here after the war. Look, this is all platforms that stand on here. Wow, what a scene. Check that out, an old typewriter. So this must have been maybe like one of the industrial rooms. But there is other rooms here in this building. This underground complex, folks. Let's climb back out of here. There's like a room there with like an old typewriter and a little cooker, and it's got like platforms and bases for mounting equipment, which I think was fan equipment, because that cement outlet that we had up there. I'll have a look in here, but I thought, see some of them, I was sure there was a door that way as well, but this one here, the door goes this way, so it is interesting. There's the other big doors there, folks, above my head. Look at that. Massive cast iron with cement on the top. And that's where they would have lowered the massive equipment in. And yeah, wow, this is the next room here. I'll have a look in here, then I'll come back out, and then safer if we do it one at a time.
I'm not going down, man.
Are you not coming down?
Nah, I can't even reach that fucking stone.
See this, it's dangerous because it could fall in and crush me. So I'll use this massive lintel here as a support. This is insane, look at the size of this room, folks. Wow. Oi. This is crazy here, folks. We're literally exploring history, and look, the walls have got the original blue paint at the bottom with a large, like the white paint at the top. And there's some proper old graffiti here. 91, 94, 82, 1985. Wow, that is crazy. Apparently this small room here on my right was actually the toilet, or the bathroom. But I'm being careful because the water's so deep there, I don't want to fall in. Check this out, folks, that was actually the toilet, bathroom in there. I'm reaching around the corner so the light's not the best. And look, you can see the air vent has come along the top of that, I think, feeding into this building. And this must have been their main room, which is crazy. So with this clip here, folks, I'll brighten it up a bit with the editor so it's easier to see. Oh, there's mattresses in here, like from way back, 50 as anything looking. Loads of mattresses, and then there's like chest of drawers and stuff over there. And on the far wall, I can actually see the emergency escape, which is a massive door. I think if you had wellies or something on, you could probably get over there, but the water's so brown and fishy. Wow, this has been crazy, folks. Think about this, it's hidden under the ground here in the forest, and there's remains of the original internal door frame. This must have been the main operations room, and the other room that we saw a second ago with the typewriter and that would have been there, like where they would have had motors and stuff, like pumping air in, probably keeping everything cool and keeping the people alive down here with fresh air. Check this out, look, there's an ancient iron brew can there, folks, hidden within the rubble. Wow, yeah, there's graffiti here for all over the years. 1982. Insane, folks. And yeah, there's been a big door here, and then wires going through there. I think that would have been for lights or something. Wow, what an insane scene this is though, folks. Like, we've made it in here and it's so special, documenting a piece of World War II history. And last week when we went to that receiver site further along, we thought literally like that was some part of an old airfield. And then to find out about this radar system and learn all about it, and then find this, it's a crazy massive room, but it's unfortunate my torch can't light it up again fully. So there we go, folks, that's looking back into that dark void of what must have been like the operations room. I'm sure in there they had somebody sitting looking at an oscilloscope, and that's where they would have gotten the return for like their signal when they were putting it out. This is where they would be getting, this is like the business end of the radar site. And I think they had a transmitter block above the ground, and if it got bombed, they had the below ground one as well. But yeah, here we are, like, I can't even believe it. We're standing on like 1 story high of just like debris, and it's totally not advised to come in because you can get stuck in places like this.
Look how small that doorway is. That'll go all the way down to fucking floor level.
Exactly. My feet right now are higher than the top of the door, so it's crazy. See, an interesting thing, I can see like threads on the wall and that. And I'm sure on the videos I've seen online, the stair comes in and then it doubles back and goes down that way. And it's like, it would only be kind of narrow stair. But this one's in such good condition. I can see all where they've poured the cement onto the wooden kind of beams and stuff. Wow. Look, there's a pipe leading through there as well. I'm not sure if it's maybe ventilation or...
Well, there's a stone fucking water sitting over.
Is there?
The direction you were pointing.
So there is something that direction. And I was just looking at this cutout there. But see, when they've constructed it, they must have put this down in the ground. You can see they've put this cement over it like a bunker roof. And then they must have built on all that on top. Yeah. Because I can actually see there's a bitumen waterproof coating there, and that'll be all the way across the top of that. And that'll be the reason they've done it. And then I can see there's the same up there under that top layer. So that would have been to try and keep the moisture out. Because you can imagine in a forest like this, we're in kind of wet Scottish forest, and the bunker's literally no bad. Again, there's maybe under a foot of water in it. But look at this, it's like a jungle. Again, with the moisture which is still in the air. I'm not sure how it doesn't just continuously fill up with water. It's maybe drained, because we are on a hill. And it's crazy to think this is underneath where like that mast and stuff is, and like, what a crazy, the history blows my mind, folks. But yeah, this is insane. Like, we're about to climb out, and I don't know if the height of that comes out on the camera or what, but see, you'll hate to watch because there's deep holes way down under. Right, I'll put my torch off now that I'm back up at the surface, and I'll climb back out. I'll get Channel DJ to record this. Right, here we go, we'll leave this piece of history down here, folks, till the next explorer comes this way. Look, there's like proper clamps which must have been for wiring. I think we'll come back here with more powerful torches and kind of have a proper look in there, maybe wellies. Yeah, literally this is crazy, folks, like being able to document this. Brand new history every week, and it blows my mind. Who would have known a secret bunker hidden here in the forest, and we've been so near to it so many times. You want to take this camera, my man? I need to make sure I've got everything out of my pocket, everything's still in my pockets. This is the craziest of adventures. This is what adventures are all about. There we go, folks. And the 1939 railing still does its job. Helps us climb out of a place like that. Insane. And then look at this. That there. Oh, that's at the other end of the room. Oh, there's an interesting stone thing. See, that's maybe something to do with where that pipe's going out of the wall. See, the emergency escape is way over there, and that's right enough with the shape of that room. And you can see this is the doors where they would have lowered like the equipment and stuff in. But look up there, see the way it's like a proper duct on top of that? I think that was like a lot of suction. I think it was a big fan system drawing a lot of air. Because I think it was kind of keeping all the electrical stuff cool back then. What an absolutely crazy adventure, folks. We've literally brought to you a secret World War II bunker right here on the channel, and like, it's just mind-blowing to me. The history we keep on seeing. The history we keep on visiting and documenting. It's cool to share this. We're never even taught like any of this at school. Like, any of this stuff existed, and we've actually found out now like how the radar works. And one of the main people that invented this radar was literally from Brecon and Angus, which is like so near where we explore. It's like such a crazy bit of wartime history that's nearly forgotten. Yeah, I love the way that this looks here. So we can see on these lids, folks, it appears to have had red paint or something put on it. But also I was noticing at the top of this air vent system, it's got red paint on the side as well. Which is unusual, because you wouldn't have thought in wartime any of that would have been painted red. Whoa, I'm nearly falling. Oh, that looks like it's been up at the top of there at one time, eh? Maybe the trees knocked it off. Oh, look at that, folks. Somebody's been shooting it at one time. That's part of the ventilation system. Yeah, so that's likely to be graffiti right there. Again, up on the top, it's like... Well, that looks like a letter H, which is painted crudely.
Number 8 with an arrow pointing up.
Oh, it is interesting, like whatever it's been. So it's had these on each of the inlets up there, folks. And it's a shame to see the trees have been knocking stuff like this down. Look, here's another part of the historical complex. A massive stone once again. Bit of cement, it's been capped. I think it's been a breather or something, maybe for the air. Because I noticed when I was in there, there was square holes on the wall, kind of in the bricks. And I think maybe that's been what it is. And even that pipe coming through, similar thing. Check this out, folks. This here is the emergency escape. That's what we could see when we were, like, it was at the faraway wall. I think I might enhance the brightness in there because it was so dark, but like on the faraway wall there's like a man-sized door halfway up. Somebody's laid old window frames to climb up to it, and you go along a little bit from the end wall. So the end wall of the bunker must be maybe here or something, because you climb up and then go through a little tunnel thing to that, and then there's a ladder comes up. But that would have been probably capped off just at the end of the water. Yeah, it is insane. Big chunk of history right there, folks. What an adventure. Like, it's crazy to think all this is just on our doorstep and like forgotten, and all the years I've been doing YouTube. Man, who would have known it? When you come through the forest and see a vent like that sticking up, it's like the sort of history you can only dream about as an explorer. And yeah, what a scene. That whole thing's been poured. You can see they've had wooden shuttering up it and they've poured the cement in against it, which is crazy, the technique. Imagine how that looked when they were actually building it. They would have had a massive hole dug, and that's probably just part of the whole structure, and then they would have just covered it over. But this is like a set bunker, and a lot of them is the same. I think at all the chain home radar stations, it's like a similar fingerprint building, almost like a prefabricated design that was just the same everywhere. Look at this, folks. Think how lucky, this is what Channel DJ is just speculating here. Think how lucky it is that's still standing, considering these trees have been falling all around it. I think there is parts of the cement missing from up there, but the overall tower there is still standing. Yeah, it looks like it has taken a hit. Yeah. Such a shame. Like, it's so cool to like document this history before it does fall down forever. Look, there's a massive bit of the outer cement down. Okay, and the rebar is exposed. Check this out, folks. That's the sort of rebar that they had through it. You can see the coily pieces, but I think because that's corroded, it's been busting the side off this. Probably it's maybe been loosened and then the trees hit it and it's just fallen off. See, there's actual remains of red paint there, but that could be after the war. Because if you think about it, 1939, 1940, and this was all in use. The amount of years that's passed since then, and even a bit of graffiti can start looking like old paint. And then this is a crazy setup for these, like, what must have been mast bases. Because the interesting thing here at the transmitter end, they had 3 metal masts in a row with chains between them, but at the receiver end that we were at last week, it was 4 wooden masts, and it was some of the biggest masts that's ever been built kind of on British territory, and that's what they were for. They used wood so it didn't interfere with the signal the same. Yes, it is crazy to see this with the trees. It's on its last legs, and I think maybe the tree had, that bit of tin we saw a minute ago around there, probably the tree had been the final thing that like hit that on its way down. Anyway folks, that's been absolutely epic. We're going to continue this adventure round, see what other nuggets of history we can find. But finding that bunker, it's been one of the coolest things we've seen this year. And yeah, if anybody comes here, they need to be super careful though, 'cause stuff like that is dangerous. And you could even get stuck down there. I mean, that's like 3 stories deep. Yeah, look at the lie of the land here. So it is crazy to think, folks, that that is the radar system that was developed by that Watts and Watts from Brecon. William Watts and Watts, we think. You learn so much history when you're a YouTuber. You often, when you go to a site like spontaneous, you can't remember every detail about each bit of history. But what we've seen today and like recorded, we've like almost unearthed a bit of history we were never told about at school. And that was the whole like chain home radar system of the UK, which was the earliest form of radar. I think it was called RDF back then, before the name like radar and stuff was set up. So yeah, it's a cool bit of British history as well as Scottish history. And it's such a cool thing to record on the video and document. People can see how it is, because it's the sort of thing that one day you'll never be able to see. That's how I want to go back with a powerful torch and a pair of wellies and just document it properly. So then kind of can be satisfied that I've seen every detail. Yeah. But today what we've seen has been totally epic. Yeah, it's been such an adventure. It's crazy we found it walking through this crazy like labyrinth of trees. Like, it's like going to another world sometimes on these adventures. When you find something like that, it's just like crazy. The way that cement air stack comes out of the ground and the character of that, it's just such an adventure, folks. Look at this, folks, we're back along on our walk now as far as the edge of this part of the old like radar station. We're looking at this pillbox and see this ridge in the cement here. This was actually an original feature and it stopped the water running down into the lookout. So obviously you didn't want water inside the bunker. And little architectural details like that, and you could almost just miss that. But that's the reason you get that above all the windows on things like that. It is cool, folks. We love history like that for World War II, and being able to share it with the world on a video, and it keeps it alive for the next generation. Yeah, wow, I can't believe the devastation in this forest. Just trees every direction. Yeah, wow, just a crazy environment, folks. Anyway, I'll update you next time we see a cool bit of history like that. Check it out, the trees are just right on top of all that now. Everything's slowly getting destroyed by nature. Nature just takes back over, folks. That's how history often changes or gets deleted over the years. Often videos can be the last remaining item which shows how it was at one time. That's how it's such a special thing. Right, folks, we've been walking through this forest wilderness for the last like mile or so, mile and a half. And we're going to end this video here because we're almost back at the car. That's been such a crazy trip back in time through World War II history. Exploring something that a week ago we didn't even know existed until we started looking into the history of chain home radar sites here in the UK. And it's crazy to know all this is on our doorstep. 1939 bunker hidden in the forest. A devastated forest from the fallen trees and the strong winds recently. But yeah, we're going to end this cool adventure here, folks. Tune in again soon for the next scene, because we've actually got another bunker coming for you soon, folks. You'll have to tune in to see it, but I'll end this one here. Goodbye for the channel DJ, goodbye for me, and we'll see you soon, folks.